All right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. So I have a lot coming in. So I'm not going to do my usual, you can find everything, blah, 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 blah. I'm not doing that today. We're just going to jump right into it. So there is someone energetically connected to you. Keep in mind, this may not be your reading. Keep in mind, some of this might resonate, some of it might not. This is a general. If you want it to be about your circumstance, please get a personal reading. Do not come at me and tell me that I'm wrong, because it's not the person that you have in mind, okay? All right. There's someone energetically connected to you where they needed to walk away from something. A mindset, a viewpoint, a way of life, a way of living. This could have been needing to leave their hometown. This could be anything. But this person needed to leave something behind. And there could have been something here where it wasn't the right time. And they knew that making these changes was going to bring chaos. Because I went to go start this reading and it was calm. Everything was calm. Then people started calling. I started getting emails. I started getting text messages. The bunny started going crazy. The guinea started screaming. And it was like, what the heck is happening? So this person could have intuitively known, once I start going down this path, there is no turning back. When I start making changes, there is no not making changes anymore. This resulted in them having to take a leap or a risk and complete a cycle that they were either not ready to complete, not wanting to complete, or they thought it was going to be risky. I keep hearing that this could have been a karmic. So a karmic is considered anything that gets in the way of you and the person you're meant to be with. So again, this could be a person, a place, a thing, or a mindset. But I am getting that whatever this was got in the way, okay? It got in the way of this dynamic and this connection. But they're seeing clearly that this karmic does not compare to you. So although they wanted to stay in their comfort zone, although they didn't want to make changes, or making changes was risky, or they knew that once they made one change, it was going to be a domino effect, there was no stopping it, there's an energy here of this life doesn't compare. This person doesn't compare. This mindset doesn't compare to what my life could be if I would just change it or shift it. I am getting that there could have been a lack of hope that had come in, having to do with growing something with you, because there was lack of action on their part. So the more the karmic got in the way, the more that things seemed unmanageable, unfixable, like I can't change it right now. It's like it just keeps getting worse, it keeps getting worse, it keeps getting worse. In those moments, it led this person to lose hope. Why should I have hope? It's never going to happen. It's never going to get better. I'm never going to get this paid off. I'm never going to be able to get out from underneath your fingertips. And that's what the karmic felt like to them. I'm feeling something very controlling. It is an ultimate blockage, a blockage that led to heartbreak and disappointment, a blockage that they know was kind of their own fault. I'm hearing, Lord, I must have been a fool back then. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing that song, Lord, I must have been a fool back then. Is it to get rid of something that you can't have again? You say, I'm not welcome here. I know it to be perfectly clear. So this person could be worried that you're not going to welcome them in. So there is something here where they're wanting to have a conversation with you in divine timing. Okay? Wanting to open up to you. Oh, we got the 10 of Cups on the bottom. Okay. And the Empress on the bottom. And the 8 of Wands. Wanting to open up to the person that they see as growth. They feel like you're going to be understanding. They feel like you're going to be accepting. And although you might have an energy of, okay, but get to the point. Okay, but that doesn't make sense. They know that it comes from a place of love, from a place of care. could have been, the karmic could have had a hold on them in a form or fashion where it was either passion and chemistry only, or if it's another person, it was just passion, it was just chemistry. And it was something where it's like, well, I kind of got myself into this, and getting myself out of this is going to be more headache than I want to deal with. It's like this person put off making changes, even though they were dissatisfied, even though they were unhappy. Now, let's say that this is a job, or they needed to move closer to you. Whatever it is, it's an energy here of, they have a hold on me in the fact that I'm not where I should be to let this go. So if this is a job, this person didn't really feel very passionate for it anymore. It wasn't something that really sparked them. Like when they got up to go to work, it was like, oh, here we go. This is great. We're going to work. But it was something where it's like, I'm stuck in my ways because I have to make ends meet. And this is what's kind of feeding that right now. This is how I'm getting fed. This is how I'm getting that bread. I want to say the devil you know is always easier to play with than the devil you don't. And I do feel that way of mindset, that thinking, that belief has kept this person stuck. But I also think that there's this overwhelming sense of passion and magnetic energy that brings them, I wanted to say, back to you. Okay, so they're saying with the karmic involved, while the karmic was involved, there was this very pushing energy, like with magnets. You know, like when you put the magnets, the same sides together, how they push from one another and they will not cling together. That's what I'm getting. This karmic made this person want to push you away more and more and more. Although it felt magnetic, although it was something that they craved and they longed for, and it felt very powerful. And I just heard, and it washed my sins away. So this person could have felt like your energy was very healing, and it washed some sense of them away. Regrets, overthinking, sins. You know, and it could just be something as simple as sins didn't really get washed away, but maybe you're so understanding that they feel like it's a safe place for them to be their self. And I don't feel like this person's ever had that before. But what I'm getting is that now that this person is seeing that this karmic does not compare to you and they see it clear as day, being able to push that out of the way is going to help the magnets come together. And when magnets are together, they're really hard to get apart. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but that's hard. And that's what I'm getting. It's like when you guys fully come together, when everything has been pushed out of the way, fixed, resolved, understood, and I think it's taken some time. I think this person's needed to see how wrong they were, that there will be no getting y'all apart. Whatever this was that this person chose over you, all I keep hearing is, Lord, I must have been a fool back then. How did I choose that? How did I choose wrong? Why did I choose that? Those are the questions I have coming in. And they're trying to take note of it. It's like this person does want to understand. They do want to grow. They do want to evolve. Why? Because that gets them to you. They know that if they grow, they change, they evolve, it's going to get them to you. And they feel like whatever they did was a big, big, big mistake. Now, they could have chose family, friends, celebration, partying. They could have chose a reunion. They could have chose some sense of like, but I want to reunite with that person. Okay. But then there could have been a final decision here made where it was like, oh, there is no reunion. And if there was a reunion, it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. I'm seeing a G. This person's wanting to apologize to you. This person, it's like this person wants to have a conversation with you about what they've recognized, but they still don't feel hopeful. So let's acknowledge it. Remember, I said it in the beginning, this person's lost hope. It's taken too much time. You're understanding, but you can't be that understanding. Like, this person wants to apologize and let you know in divine timing why it made logical sense for them to take the action that they did. But they also want you to know that that logical action led to their heartbreak and their disappointment because they were stuck in their ways and they weren't ready to take some sort of change or shift, or they were ignoring the fact that it was time for something to crumble. If they were dissatisfied, the universe gave you as an opportunity to get out. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying, oh, the universe brought you to them so they could cheat on their spouse and you could be the easy way out. That's not what I'm saying. Again, this doesn't even have to be about another person when we talk about karmic. It's an energy of, do you see what you can have? Do you see what you're missing? Do you see where you're not feeling completely satisfied? When we're in something, whether it's a connection, a friendship, a job, we have to ask ourselves, why am I staying so dedicated to this? Is it because I am pleasing others? Is it because I'm pleasing myself? Is it because I'm recognizing that there will be hard times, but I can grow through this? Or is it because it's time for this to be let go of? And this person wasn't willing to do that searching. It was I'm not ready for change. I'm not doing change. If anything, I am going to kick, scream, my fingernails are going to fall off. You're going to drag me through this change. It ain't happening. That was this person's energy. Maybe change is really hard for them, but now they're wanting to take a leap or a risk. What once looked so risky now doesn't seem so risky, but they're unsure if this is going to work in their favor. Although they're ready to close all these doors, although they're understanding that nothing does compare to the way that they feel for you, including whatever this karmic was that got in the way, they're also asking, again, is there a blockage? Is this too late? This could again be a boss who loved you working for them, and now they want to open up to you, hey, I'm sorry that I fired you or let things get so chaotic. 1313, as I said this, so chaotic. They could reach out to you around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Things got really chaotic and I'm sorry. I didn't want to acknowledge the fact that I was maybe betting on someone I shouldn't have. I didn't want to really change my viewpoint. I liked things the way that they were, and I'm sorry, because to be honest with you, you would have been better in that position, or I would have rather had your employment than theirs, and now they're fired and they're on the no hire list, so I don't even know why. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Recognizing that they could have took some sense of action from an unbalanced energy, and now they're regretting it. And even if this is like a boss who's going to come in and take responsibility, I'm taking responsibility. I want you to know that I wish you still worked here, but I'm not really hopeful that you would want to come back. And that's okay. I just need you to know that we always talk about the fact that, damn, we wish you still worked here. We wish you were still here. And the reason you ain't here no more is gone. So, but we get it. We've learned. I'm sorry. It made sense. I was being practical. I was being logical. In that moment, I was like, no. We don't need change. It's fine. It ain't broke. Don't fix it. But all it did was lead me to some sense of heartbreak and disappointment, because maybe you ended something, or maybe major change and transformation took place because of that simple action. It could be, again, let's say this is a job and that person took action and it's like, okay, you're not going to give me that promotion. That's fine. Well, then 2 days later, someone comes in, mentions a new job, and you're like, I might go see about that. Next thing you know, you've given in your notice and you don't work there no more. Why? Because they didn't give you the opportunity. They weren't willing to shake things up a little bit. They wanted things to stay the same, and it did. And it resulted in them choosing a karmic that they quickly recognized did not compare, period. So But again, they're not really hopeful that you're going to accept their apology. It's like, I get it. If you have hard feelings, I get it. Yeah, but this person does want to offer some sense of love. So again, let's say that this is a boss that's offering the love of, hey, we want you to know that we would love to have you back. So we know that, I'm not really hopeful that you're going to join us because I know that might be a little unrealistic, but just know the option's always open. The door's always open. We've always got you. So that could be something coming for you. This person can have the tendency to get tongue-tied. Okay, if this was a boss or even a lover, whoever this is, this person could have had the tendency to prey on weak people. What do I mean by that? If they know that someone is going to want to please them, if they know that someone is going to want to do what they ask them to do because I'm your boss, I'm your lover, you should make me happy. Like, that's kind of how this person was thinking. They chose that. So if this was a boss that chose someone else over you, or decided to let you go, or decided to make things harder on you because of someone else in the workplace, just know that they regret that. And just know that this person is recognizing that maybe the reason they chose to keep that person or they chose to promote that person is because that person was in a people-pleasing stage. They wanted a yes man around them, when in reality they needed you. They needed you to be able to look at them and go, listen, you know as I know that this ain't working and I'm the only one who's going to call you out, so I'm going to do it. But they didn't like that. And that's the reason that they weren't willing to change. I don't want to change my ways. It's fine. It's working. Is it? Because now they're wanting to take a leap or a risk. Okay? So in their mind, this book isn't over. They're still on this chapter. They're wanting you to take note of what this person is saying to you. Spirit's wanting you to see this. So there could be something as simple as you need this person on your side, or that this person's going to become useful for you in the future. Not saying that you're going to use them, but maybe the universe is opening this door back up for you because, maybe you're going to need this person's opinion or this person's support one day. Or if this is a job, maybe you're going to need this job back one day. But there is something here where the universe wants you to know that the karmic doesn't compare. And again, this could have been someone who made the choice that they can make simply because they were in control. So again, if it's, I'm not giving to you, I'm in control, and I said I'm not doing that, okay. But you could have then matched that energy by doing something that they didn't expect. Again, whether it's a job or a lover. And they're wanting to bring you an apology in due time. So whatever didn't work out for you in the past has worked out for you. But you could have definitely felt like you were losing in that moment. Whatever it was. If it was another coworker that got chose for something, or you ended up getting fired or ended up getting bullied at work and then you had to quit. It's like whatever took place worked for you, not against you. But there could be a lot of clarity that's going to come out here coming up about just how much it worked in your favor. Maybe you would have gotten in trouble. Maybe some things happened and you were like, oh, I'm glad I wasn't here because I probably would have stabbed somebody's tires. There is definitely an energy here of them wanting to communicate with you about what's taken place, how much that other person or other thing does not compare to you. And again, wanting to offer love. So wanting you to know how special you are. Even if this is a boss, a family member, a lover, they want you to know that you're special. You're special enough that I haven't forgot who you are and what I did and how it was wrong. Wanting to take it back. Not wanting you to think that that's their true colors. So this is someone who doesn't want you to think that they have a crappy character. Again, it could be a boss, a lover, someone where it's like, I don't want you to think that I'm a crappy person just because I thought I did what the business needed at that time. I did, what our children needed at that time. Maybe, we were trying to go through a separation, but I had to choose my karmic because financially, I couldn't not choose them right then. So I do think that there will be an offer of, hey, listen, it's time for you to know what happened, why it happened. And again, I think you're gonna be able to look at it and be like, whoa, that protected me. And there's gonna be things that this person tells you that you didn't expect. I just heard nice looking out, universe. So yeah, it's gonna be something here where you're like, glad I was out of that relationship, or I'm glad me and you didn't get together, because Lord knows I wouldn't have been able to handle him or her like that. Lord knows I'm glad I didn't work there then, because I wouldn't have been able to handle that. You're gonna find something out. But what you considered as a blockage was a blessing for you. There's also gonna be something here that this person's gonna say. They're gonna tell you something that they love about you. So again, if this is a boss, it could be something as simple as, you know, I just love how you kind of light up the room when you come in. It's something that I didn't really understand or value when you were here, but now that you're not here, I'm seeing it. Same for your lover. It could be something as simple as, you know, I didn't understand how magnetic this was, how much chemistry there was. I'm hearing I'm addicted and I just can't get enough. So how addicted to you I was until I decided to choose something that got in the way, that made it harder and harder and harder and harder for us to come closer. And I fully recognized that I was leading to my own heartbreak because I wasn't willing to move it out of the way. Again, taking action out of a place of, but I'm the boss and this is what I can do. I'm the boss of my life. I'm in control. I'm doing what's right. A very, I want to say egotistical. I wish I had my phone right now so I could look that up just to make sure that that's the word I want to use. But that's the word that just popped in my head. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so be aware that someone is going to want to approach you. You could run into this person. Like if it's a boss or something like that, an acquaintance, a coworker, if it's something like that, you might run into them. They're showing me Walmart. You might like run into them and be like, oh my God, how have you been? And then the conversation can unfold. Nothing's going to come out of this situation, but it could just be for healing purposes. So I don't see, you might not even take them up with their offer. Bring love into the situation. A personal issue will be reaching resolution. There's a lot of purple here too. Yeah, so I feel that this isn't really anything that you might go back to. This might not be a lover that you accept. This might not even be a job you accept, with nothing's going to come out of this situation. But whatever's coming to you is for healing purposes, for love to be brought into the situation. They're wanting you to hear this. They feel like you deserve to know this. Okay. Yeah, they're going to try to offer you something, but they could be in a self-imposed prison around the collaboration. Juggling if you would accept it. Getting a message of truth around maybe your stability. So if this is a lover, they might know or hear that you're dating or you're with someone else. If this is a boss or someone like that, it's like, well, you're not their go-to best friend anymore. You probably won't get that position again, but you can go in and have this conversation with them. Same for a job. You know, you might want Pisces to come back and work for you, but it's been a while. You need to have the strength and the courage to go in, but they're juggling because they've got a message of truth about maybe your stability, and they're unsure if they want to approach you. I'm telling you, there was an energy here of them doing what they needed to do. They could have taken quick action that they later regretted. That's what I'm getting. They felt very called to do something and they were very confident until they weren't. Now they're not. So you can expect someone to approach you with a conversation, an apology, an acknowledgement of how special you were. But in the same sense, I don't necessarily know if this is love, but in the same sense, they're wanting you to know that this is for healing purposes. And although the door is open, it doesn't mean you have to go back through. Because remember I said they might be opening this door in case you need it in the future. That doesn't mean that you need to go back through it. But maybe they want this door to be open for you. Maybe they want this person in your corner. They want you to be able to see this circumstance from a different viewpoint, for you to understand where someone has some sense of regret. Around allowing something to consume them. So again, this could have been a thought process. This could have been that boss that had that thought process that they were so consumed by it that they couldn't even see that they were cutting off their own hand. And you're like, wait, what are you doing? Nothing. And you're like, no, you're cutting off your own hand. No, I'm not. And you're like, okay, I mean, listen, you're the boss, so whatever. But now they're seeing it. They're seeing that you were trying to protect them. They're seeing that there was maybe some sense of passion. And listen, we can grow this together. Just use me as a team player here. But they didn't. I feel like this person could have took it for granted. This person could have also misinterpreted what you meant by like team player. This could have been someone, again, let's use it in a work aspect where it's like, yeah, you're a team player, you'll get over it. Maybe there's something you didn't get over. If anything, it pushed you out. And now they're like, oh, you didn't get over it. You were very passionate to build something. You had a lot of ideas. But I wanted it my way or the highway. And that could have got in the way of beautiful things taking place. Now they're showing me like a market department where it's like you're giving ideas of how to, okay, let's do this date. Let's change this. Now they're showing me a restaurant. Let's change this and do this instead. And it's like this person was like, know your place. Know your place, know your place, know your place. No, you don't get paid for that. Know your place. But now they're regretting it because there's a lot of ideas and things that you brought to the table that were very creative, that were very passionately sparked, because maybe that's something you're good at. Maybe you were the kind of person who's like, you've got ideas coming, someone says something, you're like, hey, you should do this. And it becomes really successful because you're just that creative person. But they could have took it as a challenge to them, as a challenge to their mindset, as a challenge. And I think they're starting to recognize how much it's affected not only the karmic dynamic, but your guys' dynamic. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. I hope that makes sense. Let me know down below who you think this is. I'm a little confused, as always. So, have a blessed day.